Right, welcome back to the channel. So this is a repair video, and this is a fault which I have only experienced once, but not to the same extent as what's happened now. So I'll just tell you a bit of background. So this machine was on hire, and the hire stopped for lunch, went to press the crusher button and he got no response. So he phoned me and I talked him through a few things. So we thought that the fuse had blown to the crusher. That was not the case. Anyway, so I got him to open this up, which I'll do now. And I got him to check the wiring. And in here, there's a jumper wire which I fitted. It goes from this earth cable straight to the battery. And that had melted. So for some reason that was becoming live. So we managed to, or he rather, managed to bodge this wire in. And in doing so, he got a shock. So it was discovered that the battery wire here, I said this battery wire must be rubbing on part of the chassis. But what it had done is it had started to rub on this bracket. And this bracket, of course, is connected to the chassis, which caused an earth, which caused the power to stop to this. So the question was, why all of a sudden had this battery cable moved and become in contact with this? And then the bigger problem became apparent, so I'm going to just show you. And you'll see this bolt here has been sheared off. And what's happened is that the ram, both lugs have sheared off the ram. The ram has then travelled backwards into the housing of the track base here and has forced this entire crusher body upwards, which has ripped this off. It's bent this down, and in doing so has caused the battery terminal or cable, if you like, to short out on here, which has stopped the crusher. In some respects I'm quite glad it's done that, because what that means is it's stopped any more damage because you can't use the crusher. Quite lucky actually, because there's one pipe under here which is connected to the top tank that's under a lot of tension already. So that's got a lot of tension on it now. Having never experienced this type of damage before, I'm slightly unsure about how to tackle it. But I think what I'm going to have to do is take off these entire side plates, both sides of the machine. I'm going to have to then take this bolt out on both sides so the front's not secure. I'm going to have to then try and manipulate this piece of metal here. Then I'm going to put some pieces of wood under the chassis, and I'm going to get a Manitou forklift, for those who don't know. It's a hugely powerful farm machine, and push the weight back down on this to try and get this body to go back down. If I can do that, I can then re-bolt that down there with a big square washer of some description. I'm going to speak to Gary, get him to make something up. Once I've done that, I've then got the unenviable task of getting this ram out, and to do that, this will undo quite easily, which is good. Once I've undone all that, I've then got to manipulate this ram forward with a crowbar so I can get the jaw undone. So let's start by taking these side plates off. So the side weights and protective plates are removed, and now you can sort of see the extent of the damage. So I'm going to have to try and get that out. I have to cut this off, and I'm going to slacken this one off, take it out actually. I've taken the conveyor off to relieve the weight. Hopefully I can get it to push back down. If I can't, I've got to strip this whole thing down and get this whole crusher body off, which is a pretty major job. Don't really want to have to do that, but we shall see. Right, I'm going to just heating this up now to try and bend that back. If I can bend that back straight, it's got more of a chance of twisting itself. And then on this side, I've cut a chunk of the metal away, and I'm just going to undo this bolt now and cut some more out. Well, that's a success. That's it's gone back almost to where it was before, which is really good news. It saved a lot of work. So I just need to get a plate made up now to go over here and bolt this down. Same the other side. That's okay. And then I just need to tighten this bolt up here, both sides, then get the ram out. So really pleased with that. That saved an awful lot of work. The only disappointing thing I'll show around here is I did have to heat this side up to try and bend this back up. So I've got to hammer that back down. A plate and a bolt should hold that okay. Anyway, good result. Okay, so I've made a couple of these up. It's just some angle iron, well, flat plate steel, quite thick stuff. Drilled a 12mm hole, and that's going to brace across there. And I've done one for the same for the other side, so hopefully that will hold it down. So I've managed to get the end of the ram out. I had to force the ram back into there because obviously with the ram being further back, when the jaw was fully forward on the maximum stroke of the ram, I couldn't get to the top pin. So once I was able to get to the top pin to get that out, I've retracted the ram, and then I've just got to undo the two pipes now. I'm leaving these side weights off because it does create here a restriction for getting these pipes off, so it's going to make it much easier to get the new ram in. The new ram is on order. Should get that early next week. I could put this back together. So one last job now. I'm going to replace this earth wire here. Now the earth wire he had on there, I think, was routed slightly differently, but I'm going to make up, or I've made up a wire. I'll show you here. So I've made up a new wire, look, two ends, and then I should just bolt that back on there, and hopefully solve the problem. This wire now shouldn't be snagging on there, which was shorting out to there. So I'm going to make sure that that's firmly insulated there as well. So I'm going to fit this now, and then we're going to fit the ram next week. Okay, new cable is now fitted, and I've routed it down just past the battery here onto this regulator. You probably can't see it in the video, it's fixed there. So I've just got to wait for the new ram to come in, and then this machine will be up and running. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.